This is not financial advice. It's not legal advice for entertainment, educational purposes only, and everything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decisions based on anything I say in these videos. That being said, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm stuff. So you give it up, put them out, see what I'm thinking, see I'm analyzing the data. Listen, when I was talking to the Common Sense Investor a few days ago, and he had told me that a lot of people didn't know that there was already a lawsuit filed against Citadel and Ken Griffin, for market manipulation, fraud, RICO, and violating U.S. antitrust laws. And I was a little surprised because I thought everybody knew that I was currently in court with Citadel, Ken Griffin, the SEC, and he thought that it would be good for me to give an update. And I was supposed to do it yesterday at the town hall, but our signals got crossed and I was unable to do it. So I'm going to give y'all just a quick update of the lawsuit. What happened was I filed a lawsuit against Ken Griffin, SEC, Robinhood, and Citadel for market manipulation, RICO violations, antitrust, breach of contract, and a few other counts. And when the lawsuit was going on in the Southern District of Florida in federal court, the attorneys for Robinhood and the SEC and Citadel were refusing to participate in discovery. And what discovery is when opposing parties sit down and decide how they're gonna move forward with the litigation. Like when they're gonna do depositions, when is the exchange of documents and things like that. And every time I ask the courts to force the lawyers for SEC, DTCC, and Robinhood and Ken Griffin to participate in the discovery process, the judge would leave it up to them to participate in discovery. I mean, it is absolutely outrageous. So because they refused to participate in discovery, the lawsuit was kind of stuck in limbo. And what makes it even really crazy is that, can you imagine if any defendant could just stop participating in discovery to stop the lawsuit from moving forward? I mean, it's something that's really undefendable because there are federal rules in place to punish these bad actors for doing things like that. You can't stop discovery in order to halt a lawsuit. And what they kept doing also was requesting extensions, and the courts kept granting it. So because of that, what I did, also, I had filed a temporary restraining order requesting that the courts temporarily shut down the dog pool so we get an accurate share count of AMC and GME. And somehow, somebody in the courts put it in the system as a permanent injunction, which took away the urgency of it, and therefore that got pushed on the back burner. I don't know if it was done intentionally, but who knows? Who knows? The bottom line is this. They took a temporary restraining order that I put into the courts, and it was very clear it was a temporary restraining order, and somebody inputted it as a permanent restraining order. So being that the lower courts were I don't know if they were unable to or unwilling to make the attorneys from SEC, SEC, Robinhood, and Citadel and Ken Griffin follow the discovery rules and regulations, I went to the 11th Court of Appeals in Atlanta, and when I got up there, they started doing the same thing they were doing in the lower courts. They kept putting in acting for delays, and they finally got it, but the courts got tired of the delays and forced them to answer, and the courts have been sitting on it for maybe about 10 months now, and that's another thing. The hands of justice really move slow. But the courts are going to make a decision on the discovery process, which would allow me, if the courts grant this, to depose Ken Griffin, to depose Gary Gensler, to depose the head of the CFTC, and a lot of other players in the game. And these depositions going to reveal a lot of information of what's going on inside the courts. Also, the appellate court has the authority to grant my temporary restraining order, which would temporarily shut down the dog pools so we can get an accurate share count of AMC and GME. And here's the thing, and this is just my opinion, I believe if the dog pools are shut down, even temporarily, 90% of the fraud and manipulation that's in the market would stop right away. But I have no control over the time frame of the courts. And what's great about the Court of Appeals is it's not just one judge making a decision. It's a panel of 3 judges, and you need a majority. So they would need to have 2 judges decide that what they were doing in the lower courts was appropriate. They will need at least 2 judges to say that defendants do not have to participate in discovery if they don't want to. And it's absolutely outrageous. You can't defend that. You can't defend that because our court system would not function if defendants could just choose not to participate in discovery. It's absolutely outrageous. Anyway, as soon as I get an update from the courts, I will, I'll put it on Twitter. I'll do a video and I'll let y'all know whether it's positive or negative. But I believe that the law is on our side. I believe justice is on our side. And I believe that justice is coming for the market makers because what they're doing is absolutely outrageous. They have breached, SEC has breached their contract with the American people. Citadel has a monopoly on the stock market, which is illegal in the United States of America. Anyway, hit the like button, subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm stuff. And as soon as I get the updates, or if y'all have any questions about the lawsuit, please leave it down below and I'll try to answer as much as possible. Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.